Hi, I'm Dr. Raman. If you ever felt worried about aging, chronic disease, or losing the life you want to live, this message is for you. Today I will show you the practical, science-backed way to not just live longer, but to live better by shifting care from reactions to prevention. That shift could save trillions and, more importantly, give you extra years of healthy life. So let's get into it. How? We live in a system built around crisis management. When something breaks, the system crashes it. Diagnostics, hospitalizations, high-cost procedures. That approach saves lives in emergencies, but it's not designed to keep people healthy in the first place. Here's the scale of the problem. Chronic conditions now drives roughly 90% of US healthcare spending. That's nearly all of the $4.9 trillion spent every year. And most of those costs come from conditions that often begins years before they become catastrophes. A recent Deloitte analysis estimates that shifting toward proactive, prevention-focused care could avoid massive costs, up to $2.2 trillion annually for the US by 2040 and about $500 billion in Medicare savings by preventing disease or catching it early when it's cheaper to treat. But beyond dollars, there's human cost. Late diagnosis often means more invasive treatment, worse outcomes, and higher mortality. For example, delays in starting cancer treatments are associated with increased risk of death across many cancers. Even delays measured in weeks matter. Chronic disease drives the majority of disability and preventable death. Multiple reviews and public health analysis show chronic illnesses, heart disease, diabetes, COPD, many cancers are the leading causes of prolonged disability and premature mortality. Many of these conditions share modifiable risk factors we can act on today. Longevity isn't just living longer, it's keeping function, clarity, and independence as you age. Evidence shows we can extend healthy years by addressing lifestyle plus smarter clinical screenings and traditional preventative care with target evidence-based approaches to keep your biology young. There's 5 pillars of longevity. Number 1 is movement and strength. Physical activity is the most robust, low-cost longevity intervention we have. Strength training preserves muscle and function. Aerobic work protects the heart and metabolism. For longevity, focus on resistance work 2 times per week, 150 minutes of moderate activity per week, and daily movement breaks. Small, consistent wins matter. Pillar number 2, it's going to be nutrition for healthy aging. The diet that best supports longevity focuses on whole food, adequate protein, healthy fats, fiber, and controlled refined carbs. The Mediterranean pattern, high in vegetables, legumes, fish, olive oil, nuts, repeatedly links to longer health span. Prioritize protein. to maintain muscle, and consistent veggies plus fibers for microbiome resilience. Pillar number 3, sleep and circadian health. Poor sleep accelerates cognitive decline, metabolic diseases, and inflammation. For longevity, aim for consistent sleep timing, 7 to 9 hours for most adults, dark bedrooms, and limit late night exposure. Sleep is not optional, it's essential. Pillar number 4, stress, social connection, and mental health. Chronic stress shortens telomere and worsens immune function. Social connection, purpose, and mental health protect against early decline. Daily stress tools like breath work and 10-minute mindfulness, regular social engagement are powerful longevity tools. Pillar number 5, immunity, vaccines, and preventive care. Keeping your immune defenses up and staying current on evidence-based vaccines and screenings prevent disease before it begins. This is core prevention and is backed by public health authorities. Prevention is not just about avoiding disease. It's about stacking the odds in your favor, living longer, but more importantly, living better. That's why prevention is often called the longevity dividend. Every test, every vaccine, every checkup is an investment into a future where you remain sharp, mobile, and independent. In your 20s and 30s, the biggest longevity wins are about habits and prevention before problems set in. Annual checkups aren't just formalities, they are your baseline. Blood pressure checks every visit catch early hypertension, a leading cause of silent damage to the brain, heart, and kidneys. The HPV vaccine prevents cancer decades later. That's true prevention. And lifestyle counseling, sleep, nutrition, exercise, mental health, these are multipliers that can extend both lifespan and health span. The 40s are when silent shifts begin. Cholesterol creeping up, glucose levels tipping toward diabetes, and weight gain accelerating aging. Lipid panels and glucose checks can identify risks long before heart disease and diabetes develop. Colon cancer risk assessment now begins at the age of 45 for average risk because cancers detected early are highly curable. Blood pressure and BMI monitoring remain anchors. A baseline ECG for those with risk factors can flag hidden heart rhythm issues. This is a high-yield decade for clinical prevention. Colorectal cancer screening becomes mandatory and can literally prevent cancer by removing precancerous polyps. Mammogram saves lives by catching breast cancer early. If you have smoked heavily, lung cancer screening is recommended. Another area where early detection means higher survival. Bone health checks for at-risk adult protect against fractures that rob independence later in life. After 65, prevention becomes all about preserving independence. Falls are one of the leading causes of disability, which is why fall risk screening and bone density checks are so vital. Vaccines in this age group prevent severe illnesses and hospitalization. Advanced cardiovascular risk assessment can personalize prevention strategies even more. And simple checks on cognition, balance, and mobility help us act before small slips turn into long-term disability. The good news is most evidence-based preventive services, those rated A or B by the U.S. Preventive Services Task Force, are covered by insurance, often at no additional costs. That means your checkups, your vaccines, your screenings are not just life-saving, they are financially accessible. Here's the big picture. Prevention is not about checking boxes. It's about catching disease in the invisible stages while it's most reversible. It's about investing in your future self so that decade from now, you are not just alive, but thriving. That's the true power of clinical prevention in the longevity journey. When you drive a car, you don't wait until the engine falls or fails. You watch the dashboard, fuel, oil, warning lights to act before breakdown. Longevity medicine works the same way. Biomarkers are your dashboards. They tell you if you are running smoothly or if hidden risks are accelerating your biological age. These are the fundamentals every adult should track: blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose, vitamin D, kidney and liver function. These are simple, proven markers that flag risks early and guide interventions. They form the foundation of preventive care and longevity tracking. Once the basics are covered, advanced biomarkers give more precision. Instead of just cholesterol, particle testing can reveal hidden cardiovascular risks. Inflammatory markers like hsCRP show whether your immune system is quietly accelerating aging. Hormone panels can highlight imbalances that affect energy, mood, and resilience. These tests help tailor your preventive strategy. Now comes the frontier, tools that measure biological age itself. Epigenetic clocks analyze your DNA to estimate whether you're aging faster or slower than the calendar years. Proteomic and metabolomic tests look at thousands of signals to forecast future health. Imaging like coronary calcium scoring can reveal silent heart diseases. These aren't routine tests, but they are powerful for those seeking early and personalized intervention. Here's the caution: not every test is ready for prime time. Proven biomarkers are actionable today. Cutting-edge tools can give fascinating insights, but results may be experimental, sometimes inconsistent. So use them as information, not fear. The goal is empowerment, not overwhelm. Here's the caution: not every test is ready for prime time. Proven biomarkers are actionable today. Cutting-edge tools can give fascinating insights, but results may be experimental, sometimes inconsistent. So use them as information, not fear. The goal is empowerment, not overwhelm. The real power of biomarkers is not in the number themselves, but in what you do with them. They allow us to track progress, tailor strategies, and see aging as a process we can influence, not just accept. Remember, the most actionable interventions remain timeless. Movement, nutrition, restorative sleep, stress mastery, and the right clinical screenings. Biomarkers simply help us aim sharper. Information without application is wasted. The question is, how do you actually build prevention into your life? Here's a 6-month roadmap. It's pragmatic, evidence-informed, and designed to turn knowledge into momentum. Think of it as a rhythm. Assess, act, optimize, then measure. So month 1 is all about baseline. Schedule your annual exam, check vitals, order fundamental labs, which is fasting lipids, glucose, A1C, HSCRP, vitamin D, thyroid panel, review your vaccine status, flu vaccine, tetanus, COVID, shingles, depending on the age, and get up to date. This month is about building a dashboard so you know where you stand. 2, the movement becomes medicine. Begin a structured strength protocol, at least 2 resistance sessions weekly, because strength is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Add daily walking, ideally 7 to 10,000 steps, or whatever is realistic to start. Use a step tracker. Capture a baseline strength video. Squat, push-ups, balance, stands, so you can see progress over time. Month 3 is your nutrition reset. Adapt a Mediterranean-style foundation. More vegetables, olive oil, nuts, fish, fiber. Less ultra-processed food. For older adults, prioritize protein, about 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram per day to protect muscle mass. We will keep this practical. Meal templates, grocery list examples, and a focus in replacing, not restricting. In month 4, we optimize recovery, sleep, and stress. Set a consistent bedtime and wake up time. Establish 1 hour screen curfew before bed. Add a 10-minute daily stress practice, breathing, meditation, journaling, prayer, whatever works for you. Longevity isn't just about years added, it's about resilience, community, and accountability buddies. Multiply success here. Month 5 is about fine-tuning. If your clinicians recommended medication, say a statin for cardiovascular risk, this is when to start. If your sleep screening suggests apnea, get the referral. If labs or risk factors justify it, consider advanced testing. Coronary calcium scoring, hormone panel, or epigenetic clocks. This is precision medicine, targeting interventions where they matter the most. By month 6, it's time to reassess, repeat key labs, glucose, A1C, lipid, vitamin D, and compare progress. Sit down with your clinicians to adjust. Then map out long-term rhythm, yearly exams, screenings, and lifestyle anchors that stick. This isn't a sprint, it's a long-time marathon. This 6-month roadmap is how prevention becomes transformation. Small steps stacked consistently create compounding returns. Prevention doesn't just add years to life, it adds vitality to those years. And once you have built this rhythm, it carries you forward for decades. If you're ready to move from reacting to thriving, we have built a complete clinician-led preventative longevity program that walks you through the exact 6-month roadmap we just covered, with assessment, coaching, and clinical oversight. Click below to book your base assessment or download the free 6-month starter checklist. Start with 1 step today. Your future self will thank you. Prevention isn't wishful thinking, it's a plan. Make the plan work for you. I will see you on the other side for better health. Now, if you're feeling drained, exhausted, or stuck in survival mode, click the link to watch how burnout really affects your body. Burnout isn't just stress, it's your body sending warning signals. Learn what to do next. Struggling with focus, energy, or motivation? This video really breaks down burnout step by step. Don't wait until burnout takes over your health. Click the link now to watch the full video. Burnout is reversible if you know where to start. Watch the video in the link and take back your energy today. Thank you.